more happen. Price match good at checkout for items from retailers operating online in retail stores or products sold and shipped by Amazon. See store or staples.com.
Welcome to another great edition of Younger Life. Good morning. I'm Rick Federici.
And I'm Mary Anthony.
I kicked up my foot there when I was like, good morning. I don't know why I did that.
You were all excited. You want to click your heels and begin the day.
So great to see you. How are you?
You too. It seemed like it was a long time since Friday we had played the nursing piece.
Yeah, that was
so
great.
We weren't here. It was awesome. I was really excited about it, but it seems like it's been a long weekend.
I missed you.
I missed you too. Did you guys have a good weekend?
Yes, family had a great time.
I'm glad.
Devin had her graduation lunch.
Oh,
and
how nice.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to maintain during the speech to my daughter because I cry.
Oh,
and
you had
I'm
a speech
emotional.
tour. Oh no, I'm a ball bag.
I did a speech in my family. I had family in from out of town. My sister's in from Arizona, and it was really, really nice. But I started speaking, and they call them the group of 8. And these are young ladies that she's grown up with.
Oh, yes.
And through her life. So they are very tight, these group of 8 young ladies. And they're all going to different colleges. So this was the last time I was going to see them all together before. Because even some of them are leaving in the next week.
That's it.
To get to a couple are going to ASU. Devin's going to Western Michigan. She leaves in like 3 or 4 weeks. But that being said, I started chatting. And I get to when I go, and I just want to say, and I just started crying. I'm like, they're all like, oh, and I'm like, guys, I love you so much. But it's a whole part of life that, you get older, and I never thought that my daughters would be.
It goes so
age.
fast.
It does. It's
it
crazy.
always seems so far out.
Yes.
You always think that, and it does. It flies up on you. When our youngest was born, I made the comment, can you imagine when he's old enough for kindergarten, our oldest will be a senior. So I said, won't that be weird? We'll have one going into school and one leaving school. Mm-hmm. And that's only 1 year away. And that seems like a lifetime ago. I mean, it really...
Isn't that crazy?
It's just... it seemed like you had a lifetime before that would occur, and now we're this close. And so I can't imagine. I mean, we certainly, it just flies up on you, and you don't even realize it. Time flies so fast.
Do you feel that in your life with your husband, as I feel it with my wife, that things have evolved in a cool way, but then, like you said, I can't believe that the years have just flown by, and you're like, whoa, where did 22 years go? My one daughter's 22, the other one's 18.
That's it. I know.
Is that how you feel?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
I know, isn't that
all
crazy?
The time. I think that is just... It's nuts, and it's fun. And you think, we wouldn't change anything.
Agreed.
It's just the way it is. You bumps and twists and turns you never see coming. That's the way life's supposed to be. And it's okay. It's fun. And just go with it.
Well, and it's funny you said it because Devin had made a big board of all different pictures, cool, of her life.
That's
so
really
she had
neat.
all her different things and some of her awards and the friends, all these friends, but she had cheerleading ones and all these different things. And then I thought, wow, this is great. But then my other daughter came up with this glass jar where you could put advice or memories of Devin. So what
that's
I thought
really
was
cute.
Neat, I just sat down and from my heart, again, one of those ballers.
Yeah,
where I'm
absolutely.
I'm sitting at the place where we had it, and I'm writing. I'm just like writing.
Yeah.
I didn't stop writing. It came right from the heart.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
Devin's friends and just her cousins and just people, the advice that someone gave, I couldn't have asked for more. I literally called up one of my nieces and I said, I just have to thank you. Your advice as a young woman at 25 years old, what you just said to my daughter,
Yeah.
I can't thank you enough, because it was just neat things like, whether it's studying or, you could get over any kind of hurdles, and you could, it's just advice you want them to hear, because right now it's tough for a lot of these young
Well, and
people.
it's encouragement. Hopefully, she'll turn to when she is having a very homesick moment,
Yes.
or a heartbreak. Nobody likes that, or even a bad day of class.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need perspective, and I think that is a great way to get it. I mean, that was very, very bravo, Carly. That was a good idea.
Well, and I thought that, and I'm just throwing it out there because if you guys could use any of these ideas for
Certainly.
whether it's parties or, and as we edge up, my mother's going to be at a certain age this year, and we're trying to plan this 80th party. And I
That's
never would say a
awesome.
lady's age, but I said to her the other day, I put my arm around her and I go, oh my gosh, you had me when you were 30. Now, someone would say, duh, you're going to be 15 and she's
Yeah.
going to be blah.
Yeah.
But I just thought, wow, I can't believe in my life how the years have just flown by. And I look at you young people, and I look at my daughters, and and it's like, wow. And even my nieces, they all have, yesterday
That's
at the
neat.
parties, everybody's got babies.
See, that's so neat. That's what I'm
Crazy.
saying. It's strange because I have such young children, and my sister-in-law does too, but we have nieces and nephews that are now beginning, they're in their early
Sure.
20s, beginning families of their own. And my sister-in-law made the comment and said, how can this be that this generation is starting to have
Yes.
babies? And I said, it does seem strange, it does seem
Do
strange.
they take
but,
advice from you and
Oh,
other
they
folks?
they are open to it. Unfortunately, they don't live by it. They live in Nebraska. That's where their family's from. So they live there, and so we see them, but we keep in touch, and it's nice, and it's neat to see them with their own.
I agree.
Babies, just funny. So
love it.
It's nice, yeah. So I mean, what a fun weekend then.
It was
Obviously,
great. We had the cardboard dash out on the lake.
yes, I was dying to know how it went. We
Oh,
were
it was
away for a
awesome.
basketball tournament downstate near Muncie, so we were going to miss the race, and we left very, very early on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't get to do any of the community stuff that was going on.
But
I know
you
the naming
bonded
in
as
the
a
pool.
family.
We did. And actually, lots of games. And
Good.
And, it was very hot. The air doesn't work so great
Wow.
in our truck. But
Is it need Freon?
no, I don't even know what it is. But you know what? We don't care. We had all the windows down. You know what? And now it feels good. The
It
kids
does.
are singing and fun. It was a very nice
Did
weekend.
you guys do the license plate game?
We didn't this time. We usually do. They love that.
I love that too.
But we didn't.
Especially
this
going
time.
through Indiana and Michigan and Illinois.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is the crossroads of America here.
I know we had a Georgia plate in front of us that one of the kids picked up on right away.
that's
So, there's
cool.
Georgia. What in the world? That was funny. So I think this is our guest for today.
All right. Younger Life Lifestar VIP Hotline this hour brought to you by the Michigan City Public Library, the one and only Robin Cohn. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Hi, Robin. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for inviting me. I'm all excited.
All right.
It's been months. I was trying to think of the last time we spoke to you, and it was, I think we were talking spring break.
I
So-
think you're right.
Yeah,
and
I
it
was
was
thinking,
cold
my
out
goodness.
and
I
wintry
know,
and all of those bad things.
all those things we try to forget about right
Right,
now.
exactly.
So yes, we've missed you, and there's always so much going on at the library. So we thought it was appropriate to kind of dive into that.
Well, I'm excited. Thank you again for having me on, and I would love to talk about what's going on. We are deep up to our knees in summer reading program,
Nice.
which is, first of all, number one, as always, it's free. Take advantage
We love.
of getting the kids. We always talk about our kids losing something over the summer. I know when my son was still in school, over the summer they get complacent. They don't, they're not reading as much.
Absolutely.
They're out having fun, which is all good. But you also want to get them to keep those skills up, and the summer reading program is a fun way to do that because not only do they, are they learning something, which is never a bad thing, right? But also they're going to have fun and winning prizes and kind of competing against each other a little bit, which is also fun. Usually brothers and sisters get into that really big. And so that's just one of the ways to keep their little skills going and keeping up with what's going on over the summer.
Do they keep track of the reading, and how does that work? Do
Right.
you suggest they read like a book a week? Or?
Exactly. Actually, some of these kids, they amaze me. They'll read a book a day.
Wow.
Not a book a week. They'll be reading every single day. They'll come in and report their reading every day or every couple days. They want to keep track. They want to win those prizes. And, it's just a fun thing with the kids out of school and parents not always knowing what to keep them busy.
Absolutely.
It's just a good distraction for them.
It is. And could you tell us, so are people logging their minutes that they're reading, or are they logging the number?
They log the time they read, how many books they read. And this includes little bitties too. People don't realize, but when you read to your child, that's just as valuable as them reading for themselves when they get older. So we actually tell parents, keep track of what you're reading to your child.
Absolutely.
So if you're spending, a half an hour every evening reading a book before bedtime, they're going to get the advantage of that also, and they can participate in the summer reading program just by being read to. So if sisters and brothers are reading to them, or if mom and dad are, or grandparents, whoever, they can keep track of that. They can log their hours and then win little prizes. So
Well, I think we all know as parents and just as people out there, reading is knowledge. Knowledge is power. It's so good for the mind, whether you're 5 or whether you're 80. And the other thing you want to throw out there, sometimes, and we all know this because we've all read to young ones throughout our lives, it is so good for the mojo. It is so good for just you. I used to read to my daughters constantly, and that was a special time.
It's bonding,
It
right?
is so bonding. You
Absolutely.
throw away the day, push everything else aside. Phones are away. You're bonding with them, whether you're sitting on a bed, on a couch, outside, or all the above. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I just went to our webpage, which is www.mclib.org, and our theme this year is On Your Mark, Get Set, Read. It's all the way through July 23rd. It's already started, so anytime you want to come in and sign up, you can.
Oh, okay.
And children and adults are welcome to read. Adults get a prize after reading for 30 hours. Children get a prize for every 15 hours they read.
Wow.
And they log their hours on a log that they can come in and keep track of right here in the library.
Okay, so it's not digital. It's nothing they can log in and do on the computer, right? They need to come in.
They need to come in, exactly.
I think
and
that's
they
good
can
too.
do any kind of reading. We count, magazines, newspapers, e-books, of course, regular books, audiobooks. If you're a listener to books, I love to listen to books. That's the way I read. I hardly can keep my eyes open anymore when I'm reading.
That is so what I run into.
You get older, your eyes get tired.
Well, I just do it late
in the evening.
I read late, so then it is, if I'm reading something, it's typically very late. And I can barely get through a chapter before I'm so tired. So I do love audiobooks
so I
too.
do a lot of my reading on audiobooks, which I absolutely love. It's to me, it's almost like a throwback to your childhood when you were being read to by your parents. And I have a little. I have a CD player in my car. I have an audio reader at home, and wherever I am, I'll stick in a book and listen to it on the road when I'm out driving somewhere. And it's really, people say, "Oh, isn't that kind of, how do you remember what you were doing, what you're So it's not that much different than when you're reading a book. I mean, when you sit down and you haven't sat down for a day or two and you go back to it, you remember where you were, you remember what you were reading. So it's not much different than that.
I could see myself. It's funny you bring that up, Mary. I am the exact same guy when I'm reading late at night. I literally will open my book and I'm ready to go. I'm excited. And I start reading with the double pillow, and all of a sudden you start, because you're comfortable, your eyes close, and then when you feel the book fall,
falls on your lap, or
you're done.
Something you're just finished.
Exactly. And
audiobooks are great.
I got to try that.
Yeah, it is. It's nice, especially as much as you're on the road, Rick.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I mean, it's a great way to still get in a good read and really be into it. And you do remember. I mean, Robin, you're so right. We do audiobooks a lot on long car trips, like kids' books.
Right.
So, and the kids, occasionally, especially the littlest ones, they might fall asleep during it, but it's a great way for everybody to kind of be at the same into the same book.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And even the older ones that think, oh, that book is such a babyish book, they love it too.
Yeah. Well, I have to tell you, my very first audio book was Harry Potter.
Wow.
The second one. The first one I had read, and I loved it, and I was like, well, when the second one came out, we were getting ready for a road trip, and I also have the additional problem of not being able to read in the car. I get very car sick.
So do I.
So does Norma.
So I got the Harry Potter book, and I was hooked from the very beginning. The Harry Potter books are read by a wonderful reader named Robert Dale, who just has the most wonderful accent, and he's if you haven't read the Harry Potters that way and you want to go back and read them, try them on audio. They are so much fun. He is such a good reader. And the reader of those audiobooks, really, it does make a difference.
It does.
You know, it's wonderful all the time, but the great readers are really fabulous.
Well, I'm intrigued by this
I would
now.
love to do
and
that.
let me tell you, I've read the Harry Potter series a couple times because I enjoy it, but I've had a couple of my younger children, you know, that get to that, 10 years old and say, I want to read a Harry Potter. Harry Potters are not easy to read.
No, they're not.
And it isn't because the words are so difficult, but some of them are nonsense. And so it's tough for them. They find themselves
When
trying
you say
to decipher.
nonsense, what do you mean?
Well, you're talking magical world. So a
Oh,
lot
I
of
get
it's
it. I
just
get it.
fantasy.
Okay. All right.
So it's words that are not normal words,
Right.
for one. And for two, they find themselves being more confused by a paragraph, having to break it down. And so an audiobook, I mean, of course my kids have seen the movies, but they know that I've enjoyed reading them. My oldest and my second has read them, and my husband has read them. So they're good,
Yeah.
But, they're not an easy read. So to start out on an audiobook would be a lot better.
Aren't those
I
like
imagine.
700 pages,
They're
Robin?
very big books.
Well, some of them are. The first ones are not.
Right.
The very first one and the first two actually are pretty, like what I would call normal size, normal amounts of pages and stuff for younger kids, who are just starting on chapter books. It's a little more difficult, but when they get to the third book, fourth book, fifth book, I mean, some of them are over 1,000 pages.
Wow.
Right.
And that's hard for an adult to keep track
It
of.
is. It is.
Wow.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It really is. So, and like I said, the reader is the fabulous Robert Dale. I had to look up a little bit about him, and I did, and I just was amazed. He's a classically trained actor, for one thing, and he just does such a fabulous job with those books that I highly recommend them to everybody. You just cannot believe how wonderful the Harry Potter series can be until you've listened to them.
Well, that's really neat.
Audio.
I'm gonna have to keep that in mind.
Yeah,
and it's nice
definitely.
you can use it for the reading program. So anybody can still sign up for the reading program. It's a great point. They can just come into the library, get signed up. And you said through July 23rd.
July 23rd is the last day to mark your hours.
Okay.
So yes, and that's coming up here already.
Oh, it'll be here before we know
next
it.
week is July 4th.
I know.
So I can't believe it either. We'll be talking about winter again.
Yay!
Very
Yeah, we will before we know it. I do have to ask you, I know that a lot of schools, they do prizes or celebrations for kids that participate in a summer reading program.
They do.
Do you send those out to local schools, or do people get a copy of their log so they could turn into school?
We do. We actually send them out after the kids have finished.
Yes.
We send them out to the schools.
Oh, fantastic.
So the kids do get recognized that way also.
I love that. I think that that's really good for the great partnership between the schools, the local schools, and all of our local libraries, really, because working together like that just helps them, kind of set a goal for themselves, the kids, the students.
Exactly.
They know, school is getting out and they're saying, hey, if you participate in any of the reading programs, even I believe Barnes & Noble has a reading program that they do the same thing. If your child participates, they will send verification to the school, and the kids get a celebration of sorts. And it's a great way to kind of keep them engaged. And you're right, keep those wheels turning over the summer months when it's kind of easy to let that go.
It is. And parents, too. I mean, I remember
definitely.
I looked forward to summer reading. Summer break because, you had a break from all the routine. You had a break from getting the kids to school in the morning and getting, everything, lunches
homework
packed and all of that.
Yes,
so it's
absolutely.
really a good way to still keep active and still get the kids interested in something. you know, that's a great time to try new books that you haven't read before, or, you know, that kind of thing, where you can then, you know, experiment. It's not something they have to read for school. It's something they want to read. Maybe it's nonfiction when they've never read nonfiction before, or vice versa. They've always read just nonfiction, and now they want to read something fiction, something fun.
It gives you a reason to stay engaged. I did have a question about when you say keep moving. You guys have a lot of events coming up. That's pretty cool. But one on Thursday, the 30th, which is this week, one says Summer Olympics. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
They are going to have a variety of hands-on physical activities for the kids to do.
See, I love that.
And it's all around the Summer Olympic Games, with the idea that, you know, this is what kids are interested in right now. They're hearing more and more about it. In fact, our whole summer reading program, every week we have some physical activities going on.
You do?
Do you participate there, Robin?
Oh, sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that's great. I think it's great because it's important to push the physical activity just as much as it is the reading, you know, and the variety of
you know,
physical
we are trying to do that by having other activities besides just reading here going on in the library.
Okay.
Can I ask a question? We just got a text asking you if computers are available to do resumes, and is there help for folks to do resumes if they're in between jobs right now?
There is. We actually have a service that you can call our reference desk and make an appointment. There is an appointment needed just based on the fact that we have a lot of people trying to use the service. So, you know, if you need to come in and, you know, your time is kind of limited, you're best to come in and make an appointment ahead of time. But once you make your appointment, you can come in. They'll have someone help you. They'll help you print it out. They'll, you know, help you, you know, figure out what goes on a resume. A lot of times, you know, if you haven't had to do that in a while, it's hard to remember. What do you put on your resume?
Yes.
And so they'll work with you, get that printed out for you, and I think it's a great service. A lot of people take advantage of that.
Can you throw out a phone number if you wouldn't mind? Because someone just asked me for that.
219-873-3049 is my number.
Perfect.
And if you want to call reference for an appointment on for the resume service, that's 873-3044.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
It is. So there's so many things going on this week.
Yes.
So, you know, you have, like I said, Angels Among Us. Could you tell us what that is? I know that's this week also.
Yeah, that's kind of it's a program we've been doing off and on for probably 5 or 6 years. It's very well accepted in our library. We have a lot of regulars that come to that every month, and it's open to the public, and it's absolutely free. Ange Benz, who is a community advocate in our area, does the program. And it's basically just touching base with your guardian angel. Everybody, I feel like I have a guardian angel. I don't know about you guys. I actually have a story that when I was I was in my early 20s, and I was taking a road trip by myself, and I was going into Chicago to catch a bus. And I had never done that before. I was a little nervous and a little scared. You know, I was pretty young. I was just out of college. And I went to Union Station in Chicago to catch a bus. And when I was walking over to the station, I stepped off the curb waiting for the light to change. You know how many times you do that? I mean, you just don't even think about it. You just do it. I stepped off the curb, and as I did, something pulled me back. And as I got pulled back, a bus went right by my face. And I mean, I would have gotten run over by a Chicago City bus, which I can't imagine that would have been good. So I turned around, and there was no one there. I am assuming my guardian angel was looking out for me that day.
Holy
I have
cow,
serious goosebumps,
freaky.
Robin.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That's fabulous, though. And, you know, I mean, I think that is such a moving story. And I think what I love the most about this program, I was interested to see what it was about. I feel like many people have stories that, you know, seem crazy and seem so far out there when you're really talking about.
Right.
But they really are happening, and they still need to have a spot to be able to share that.
Have you ever had something like that happen to you? Because I will tell you, when I was in Cozumel, Mexico. We were young couples. A bunch of us went and we were having a lot of fun. And we went in this area where they said, do not go swimming here. And I preach it like to everybody on the air. And we went into this area and the girls, even our like Norma, all the girls were like, guys, we were all trying to be cool. We all went in. Let me tell you, I got pulled in by the rip current.
boy.
And I'm not, I to this day, I could still feel it and visualize it. It ran my entire body and face. I was a rag doll across the bottom of the ocean.
my
And I came out, I was just scratched up really bad, but I thoroughly believe in my heart of hearts. I literally said, as I was under, I'm like, I'm going to die. It was that scary.
Yes.
I got pushed out and like poofed, like whatever. I truly believe when you say guardian angel,
absolutely.
that it was either my sister who had passed away or somebody in my life, my good buddy Joey, that pulled me out of there, because I don't think I would be alive today. And to
I
this
think that's
day, at
amazing.
49 years old, all these years later,
You still remember that?
I still remember that like it was yesterday,
Yeah.
because it was so scary. I was literally crying as a man when I got out of there.
Oh, I bet that's
That was
scary.
wicked.
That's definitely a hard lesson to learn. When they say don't go in there, there's a reason.
There's a reason they tell
Believe
you
me,
this
I heard
stuff,
about it for the
right?
rest of the trip.
I hope Norma never lets you live that one
Well,
down.
when you're young, you think you're invincible.
You-
it's
are
very
right.
true.
Nothing
It's
can
very
ever bad
true.
can happen to me, and we all know that's not true. So the older you get, the more you figure that out.
Well, and the
But-
more you listen to that little bit of intuition, I believe, too.
Exactly.
So I love that. So that's going on this week. You have today. There's a film showing.
Yes, we're showing Labyrinth,
Oh, cool.
which
Bowie.
is the 30th anniversary. Can you believe 30
30th
years has gone
anniversary.
by since Labyrinth came out?
That's a killer
Oh my
movie.
gosh, it's crazy.
I've never seen it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh well, yeah,
Really?
because you're young.
Oh, please, I
old were
feel
you
like
30
I'm
years
missing
ago,
out. I
Mary?
need to. That's really
She doesn't
cool.
want to admit, but
You
she was
would
probably
love
two,
it.
That's
right?
neat. That's neat.
Did you like that movie? I loved it.
I haven't seen it in years and years and years, but I did love it. I remember loving it, and I was never a big David Bowie fan.
I was huge.
But see, I really wasn't. I mean, I kind of think, I was Barry Manilow all the way. I
Sure,
just
no
put it
problem.
out here now, I
Totally
was
cool.
not into the rock stuff,
No problem.
But the movie was great,
Yeah.
and so it's the 30th anniversary this year of
Wow.
Labyrinth. So we're going to show the movie this afternoon.
That's really
and
neat.
anybody who
Brilliant.
comes, 18 and under, can sign up, and they can actually win a copy of the movie.
That's
so they can
so
sit
neat.
and watch the movie, have refreshments, and then win a copy of it.
What a cool thing. Again, all free, right?
Awesome.
Right, all
Oh,
free.
it's very neat. So something else I had to point out that's this week that I think is very important. There's a couple story times in there that's important always as we're talking about reading. But there is on Fridays, July 1st already. It's crazy to say that, but
I know.
you're having a blood drive, right?
That we are, yes. We'll have a blood drive sponsored by the Red Cross, Red Cross, and they will be here from 12:30 to 4:30.
Wow.
And we do this every year. This time of year is a really scary time for blood. They're
is.
always low. It's kind of one of those things about summer. There's a lot more car accidents. There's a lot more people out and about where injuries can happen where they're in need of blood. So we do a summer. Of course, during the holidays, we do another one because, same thing, people are out and about and they're forgetting about giving blood because they're so busy.
Right.
So we do a blood drive in the winter also.
So for this one, this Friday, again, you said 12:30 to 4:30. Do people need to make an appointment? Do they need to call you? Do they sign up, or do they
can
just come
sign
in?
up through the Red Cross.
Oh, okay.
Now, I don't... big noise. Oh, they're doing big... My boss just walked in. He goes, you should hear the big noise in the summer reading program right now. They're going crazy in there right now because they're doing physical activities again.
Oh, great.
They're
Nice.
playing all kinds of games, and they're just going crazy in there.
How fun.
Keeps
How
them active.
neat.
Younger life. That's
Absolutely.
what we're
that's
all about.
exactly right. Yes, you can go to the Red Cross, and I think it's 1-800-GIVE-LIFE, if I'm not mistaken.
I think,
I have it right here.
I'm looking for my...
yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Yes.
1-800-GIVE-LIFE to register. However, you don't have to register.
Okay.
We do take walk-ins.
Okay.
so you can come in anytime during that time, and they do take walk-ins.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Very important. I have
Very.
to ask what the hula hoop fun is. I see
They're
that's
going to do a hula hoop program next. I think it's next Thursday.
I'll
I
take the
believe.
challenge. You guys want to
The
hula hoop?
7th?
I'd
Yeah.
love to hula hoop.
Oh, I'll do that.
I'm so bad at hula hooping. I always was, even when I was
Really?
young. I
That's really
I could
neat.
never do the hula hoop. I don't have the hips for it. I don't know what it is.
I do. So
You
I'm
do, okay.
that's one area I've never lacked, Robin. I've got the hips. I can hold the hula hoop up.
Yeah, I just never was very good at it. However, we will be getting the kids involved in the hula hoop.
That's
you
really
know?
cute. And, again, I mean, a great way to exercise when you're not even really realizing you're engaging so many muscles that
Yes,
you're not,
you are.
don't really realize
And you
you're
don't
doing.
even realize it. Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I see the South
So,
Shore Scribes Writers Group. Now, I think that's really neat. Is that children too, or is that any
This
age?
is an adult group. They meet twice a month on the first and third Thursday evening at 6 o'clock. And it's a regular thing. They get together. They share what they've written.
Oh, that's
they
neat.
share ideas about what to write about. Some are into memoir writing. Some are writing fiction. Some are doing nonfiction. So it's all across the board, whatever you're interested in. And it's free. Again, everything at the library is free. And just come out if you're a writer, if you're thinking about writing. A lot of people, they think about it. They don't know how to get started. And
Right.
this is a great way to talk to people who have done it, who are doing it on a regular basis. And that gives people an opportunity to learn a little more about writing, especially memoirs. That's very popular right now.
I would say probably the hardest thing, and I made this comment. We had my daughter Devin's graduation lunch this past weekend, and part of the cool thing was there was an advice jar and/or special memory. And I was saying to Mary that I wrote it straight from the heart, and I started writing. I wrote it out a full page without stopping. But the other side of it is, I think from this perspective, sometimes like, where do I start? And
Right.
so this I think would be awesome, because I think there's a lot of us out there that would easily love to write or do a book or do a memoir
Oh,
or
absolutely,
something neat
yeah.
like that, which I think is great.
I
Right.
think that's a great group.
Oh,
just
yeah.
because it's nice. Again, it's free. Pretty judgment-free zone. Then I would assume, just because
Absolutely,
if it's
yep.
at every level, that would be
Every
really nice.
level, newbies, people who have more experience. One of the ladies has actually got an agent, so she can give advice on if you're looking for an agent,
Wow.
how to how
Yeah.
to go about doing that. Because that's all that's information that where else would you get it?
That's it. See, that's the point too. Somebody might be a fabulous writer, but not know what to do with it.
Right,
So I think that's
exactly.
a great resource right there. I also see you have a bocce ball
Yeah.
on the
that's
schedule.
coming up.
Now,
That's part of the summer reading program.
is it? See, that's fun and something different that not everybody even knows how to play. It's
Yeah,
been
I
years
don't
since
know
I've
how to
played bocce
play.
ball.
I'm going to go in and watch because I've
should do it out
seen
here.
it done, but
That would
I've
be
never
fun.
actually played.
It's fun. It's been years
I
and
haven't
years,
played it
but
in
my
years either.
parents and my aunt and uncle, they would play and allow us kids to play with when I was a kid.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I remember playing, and I remember it was such a different game than most of the other things that we play.
Cool, yeah.
just something very different, and I think that's fun. That's awesome, and it's awesome to be teaching that to the younger generations
A new
too.
generation,
Yeah,
learning,
because
learning stuff that
it's
they
something so
didn't,
different.
get to do otherwise.
Can I throw
Yeah.
out there on Friday? I know that we talked to Sergeant Chris Yagelski from the Michigan City Police Department, Chief Swistek over the weekend out at the Captain Ed Cardboard Dash. But the Kitty Parade is going to end this Friday right by you guys.
Yes.
Is
Right
that
in
correct?
front of the library.
Yes.
That's exactly right. And we will be open till 7 o'clock for use of our lobby. So,
Oh, how nice!
and the weather's supposed to be fabulous.
Yes.
That's what I hear
Yes.
anyway.
So exciting.
I know. It's going to be a beautiful, I guess the whole week is supposed to be
That's what I
nice.
hear.
Gorgeous. I mean, after today, it's a little crazy.
A little hot today.
But it's going to be like 75-ish as the average.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'll take that all day. Especially with
that's
the
perfect,
parades.
right?
And
Especially going into the 4th of July.
yeah.
Typically it's, tough
Pretty
to
hot.
breathe. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
pretty
gets
hot,
tough to
usually.
breathe through that. That's a usually always,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
stifling time. So, I mean, we're pretty lucky. But I mean, the parade, that kitty parade sounds so cool.
It
and
should be fun.
Will
Last
be really
year I came
neat.
down. It was a lot of fun. A lot of my friends had their grandkids in it,
How neat.
and we came down and watched, my husband and I, and it was so cute. Oh my gosh, the kids are so adorable, and some of the kids dress up in costumes, some of them have their pets with them, and it's really cute. Even if you don't have any kids, if you're just a wannabe grandparent like I am, you can come out and enjoy the kids. It's very fun.
That's really neat. And when we did have Chris Yagelski, and he was saying they always need audience members to clap. So it doesn't matter.
That's exactly
even if you
right.
just come
That's
to
exactly
applaud their
right.
efforts and how cute it really is. So
It really is adorable.
that's neat. Well, thank you, Robin, so much. There's so much
You're awesome, Robin.
that's going on at the library. So
Thank you,
if people
guys.
would like to look up some of these events, and I love your guys' website is set up fabulous. I love you can pull it up and it lists the events, and you can click on them to find out a little bit extra about them.
Yes.
Which I think is so important, because sometimes it's tough to find that information.
Yes.
We do have a web-friendly or friendly website
Yes.
that people can get on very easily and get information quickly. I use the library website as my homepage at home because
that's neat.
It's a great idea, because if you are looking for information about Chicago or anything, all you have to do is click on our website and it'll take you. We have links to Chicago sites and the South Shore schedule and all kinds of stuff. So you can find out all kinds of good information from our website.
It's fantastic. And again, that website, you want to tell us?
www.mclib.org.
Robin
Thanks,
Cohn,
Robin.
Thank you for joining us on Younger Life. Woo woo.
Have a great 4th.
You too. Stay away
Thanks.
from those fireworks.
You got it.
Go watch the fireworks.
That's right.
Yes.
Watch them. Don't touch them.
Right, exactly.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You take care, guys.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, I love her.
I do too.
She
I
is
missed
so
her.
much fun.
I missed her. We hadn't talked to her in a very long time. Time just gets away from us.
Time is on our side, as the Rolling Stones would say. Hey, speaking of which, time right now, state health officials want to remind you that we're urging you, the Younger Life Live viewer and listener, to learn about your HIV status as a part of the National HIV Testing Day, which is today, right now. In 2015, 543 Indiana residents were newly diagnosed with HIV, while 78 were diagnosed with AIDS. Nearly a fourth of those newly diagnosed individuals were women. A total of 11,704 Indiana residents were living with or HIV or AIDS by the end of 2015. Now, HIV can be detected through the testing of oral fluids and blood. Healthcare providers, like your great local hospitals, aka the LaPorte Hospital, one of them, local health departments can help you out. We do have a lot of this information up, and I know that that is something that I wanted to throw out there today. It is a startling stat.
It
We need
is.
to
I
be
think,
very in
oh
tune
my
with that.
goodness, it's terrible and it's terrifying. But it's important. Again, you can't fix anything that you don't know is wrong.
Agreed.
So it's important to pay attention to these things. I didn't even realize that there was a national testing day,
Mm-hmm.
but call your doctor. Listen to this. Let that be at least a, acknowledge that if there is an issue at all or even a chance, you take care of what needs to be taken care
Well,
of.
and I'm going to throw this out there, and I'm going to be an adult here, just for a moment. And if there are children in your car, so be it. But I mean, there's a way to say this and just be, proactive about it. If you've ever been in a relationship where maybe you were in a relationship and you were partaking and you weren't using protection, I'll say it like that, I would absolutely just get tested for the solid mindset. And just whether it was a year ago, 5 years ago, this past weekend, you got to be careful.
And you really should be able to have that open dialogue
Yes.
with your doctor.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You really should be able to. And if you're not, if you don't feel that comfortable with your doctor, maybe it's time for a new one, because you
Right.
really need to have a good relationship. Your doctor wants to be that partner that can help you through things that maybe you are concerned about or know, maybe you're at risk, but afraid to mention. Your doctor is not there to judge you. They're there to help you. So please, definitely, it's a big deal. And, it needs to have some light shed on it for sure.
And I'm going to throw this out there. And your young children, I'm telling you, junior high, middle school, whether it's high school or college, talk to your sons and daughters about it. Be open on this discussion and about just mature adult things that may happen in someone's life, because there is going to be a time when you may not be around, parent, grandparent, and you have to at least instill some knowledge in your young ones. And I'm just trying to be
It's true.
a mature adult about that.
And it's true. And especially, it's a good way to, a good reason to have to bring up the topic is when there is a nationally recognized day
Yes.
to promote testing and awareness. So we need to take advantage of that.
I know that you're going to tap into the hometown swim hero thing, and I want you to recap
I know
on
they
Nate.
did. Right? It was the this past weekend. Again,
Yes.
I missed it, but I know they were going to do the naming of the pool,
Yes.
like reveal and event. And I don't really know about how the record breaking went for the
That's
world's
something
largest
that we need
swim
to check in with
record.
Ben Fowd and the
We
group
need
over
to
at the
touch base
Y.
with them because I know that was supposed to happen, but it does. The event again. Were you there?
I was not at.
Oh, I thought you-
No,
no.
in fact, I got a press release from Stacy Kellogg from LaPorte Hospital about the hometown swim hero contest. I know that they had dual things going on.
They do. I know they
was
were doing
crazy.
the naming.
Yes.
They were. I'm trying to
Doing
see
the
if they
stuff
actually
with
listed
Pastor
them.
Nate as well.
Well, that was at the community. The ribbon cutting
Exactly.
for the community gardens was also Friday, and again, we were out of town. I missed it, but I know that was a lot of people were looking forward to that. It's so important to know this was not the nicest spot, and now it's this beautiful community
Gorgeous.
garden. A lot of partners working on it again, all on volunteer basis, and they were going to do the official ribbon cutting for that. So that was in according to Pastor Nate Laux, he said it went very, very well. I would love to see some pictures
Pastor
and stuff
Nate
from
is
that.
funny.
He is.
He's
funny.
been great. He's been on our
He's
show.
a
as you
great
know.
guy. Yeah, he's a great guy. So, and his church does wonderful things for the community too. They're very involved with the betterment of our community as a whole, and I like that. It's just nice. He's a great guy. So I would love to see pictures of that.
I saw pictures of Thor Thordarson and a bunch of other folks as two of Michigan City's most beloved swim instructors were honored this past Friday. There was the dedication of the Tucker Babcock Pool at the LaPorte County Family YMCA.
Was
in
that
Michigan
what it ended
City.
up being
Yes.
named? Okay, I had not.
Yes.
I was not sure what the final name was. That's what I was digging for. Could you tell us that one more time?
Yes. Lavora Tucker and Jackie Babcock were swim teachers in the Michigan City area for decades. They were honored with the pool's namesake for their lifelong commitment to safe swimming in Michigan City, Indiana.
That
The
is
Tucker
awesome.
Babcock Pool was named after community members in our backyard, submitted hometown swim hero stories, which, by the way, we kicked it off here.
We
with
did.
Superintendent Dr. Barbara Eason-Watkins, if you remember.
Yes, I do.
it
And
was great.
that was fantastic. That was really, and it's so important. These stories were so moving anyways. I can't imagine reading through all of the stories that they actually received. But the ones that they were telling us about were just they're so moving to know why, for one, why they feel connected to this pool in this community, or one, why it's so important to them that, the learning of the swimming, why it's so important in our area, especially being surrounded by water. We have water everywhere. So we need to know. And it was just really, the stories that they told us alone were very, very neat. So I would
By
love
the way,
to.
I got to throw this out there to you.
Please.
Your crew, the top tier of the production crew at YoungerLife Live, just said, "Hey, Ricky and Mary, we filmed the Jackson Street Community Garden dedication, so that will be awesome.
I would love
to put
to.
on a piece of Younger Life.
That would be, I think it's so important.
Seriously. I do.
It's basically what we're all about, younger, longer for a reason. This is more
Agreed.
community involvement. It takes obviously a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to put this together, to build this up, to work this. Again, these are all volunteers, and it is for our community. I think that would be fabulous to
Yeah,
show,
absolutely.
so.
Back to the pool. The dedication ceremony
Yeah.
took place at the end of the Wise world's largest swim lesson event, where 61 children took a swim lesson all at once. So I want to know if they broke the record, because when we had Ben in here, they said they needed, Ben and Adam, that we
Yes.
needed about 100 per facility-ish
That's what
to
I thought.
break the record. But that doesn't mean that somewhere else around the world, because this is happening all over the country. This at once. So anyways, Thor Thordarson, LaPorte Hospital CEO, began the program by thanking the children and their parents for recognizing the importance of safe swimming. We are so all about our swimming right here at Younger Life.
I
I
know.
love swimming. You love swimming.
Yeah.
Our children love swimming. I am a swim kid. There
I
were so
love
many
it.
people on the water this past
It's neat.
weekend.
Right. And,
Love
again,
it.
this is this time of year. That's really what we're doing. That's what we're all
all
doing.
about it.
It's trying to get to the water in some shape, form, or fashion. So it's important to do so safe. And we've been talking about this. They have been working on this. Well, for one, the YMCA
Sure.
has, completely obviously took this over, remodeled everything, but the pool itself, They've been talking about the renaming of, the dedication of, and what I'm interested to find out is about that art mural that was in the works that they had the
I
students
happened
working
to
on.
cop a picture of that when
Did
I went in
you?
there a couple weeks ago for some other business, and it was coming along.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe they're at the very, very end of that.
That's
Because
it.
it was probably going to be in tune for the dedication. I did
That's
see
what they
this-
were working.
Yes.
That's what they were working towards.
Right.
I remember from our interview here, and so I think that I'd love to get out there to try to do a live. I want to see it.
Well, why don't we go out there?
I think that
we've
we
got
should.
the crew. We've got Sanders and the crew. We can do
It,
that.
it might be a little shaky. Remember, I didn't do so hot at the Lure Park thing, trying to film
I have
myself.
to bond with you because
But we
Sanders
need to
and I
figure that
and you
out.
are meeting because when we go to, now here's what's going on. Younger Life Live is going to be out and about at the LaPorte County Fair with you live for the whole week. So you'll be live with the docs during the fair at the LaPorte County Fair in Northwest Indiana, LaPorte, Indiana, for those folks that want to go out and see her. But then the following broadcast day, right here on Younger Life,
Yeah.
will be that actual live
Right,
episode,
right.
a packaged piece, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to be, Norma, myself, and the girls are going to be on
You'll
our
be on
family trip.
vacation, yeah.
But my girls have already set up, and I'm so excited about this. We're going to do hiking. We're doing all kinds of stuff on this trip.
Mm-hmm.
We always have fun. We're going to swim. We're going all over the place in California.
I know,
So
how
I want to
exciting.
figure out, and I was talking to people about this yesterday, how to put either a GoPro on something
Yeah.
or do it. People, when we were out at that big event where people were swimming this whole weekend from the youngest of years all the way to the wisest of
Right.
years, people were doing Facebook Live, which is a whole other application. They had like 4 people had it going this past weekend. So here at Younger Life Live, we obviously have the cams. But I want to do something where we could use, how the heck is Rick Federici going to hike and hold his phone?
I know.
I mean, and my daughter goes, why don't we use one of the sticks?
Yeah, but that doesn't seem very easy either.
Right.
And I mean, whatever. I think that you and I just need to practice.
You know whose
We'll
help I need?
figure it out.
Do you know whose help I need?
Who?
You know who I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need Brendan's help.
I know.
The young
Brendan
kid.
and Steve. I bet you they would definitely go. If you want to pay for their vacation with you, take them with you. They would certainly
have
do
so
that.
much fun. They would have so much. I'm
That's
actually
funny.
partying with some of my friends I haven't seen in forever. And
That'll be
Some of the
nice.
guys that are out there on the West Coast. My one buddy who's on TV doing a lot of cool stuff these days. I want to throw this out there. Speaking of LaPorte Hospital, if you don't mind, the mobile health unit is hitting the road to bring you free screenings and awareness. Of course, this whole month we've been talking about this.
Yeah.
Professionals with wellness outreach at LaPorte will bring the mobile health unit to your neighborhood. And this includes tomorrow. So the screenings and information are at the following locations. Tomorrow in LaPorte, 10 to 11:30 at Goodwill, at 1509 Lincoln Way, and from 1 to 2:30 at the Al Supermarket. You know what? Andrew promised me that we would go through the healthy section.
Yes, I know it.
So I'm throwing this out there to you because what has transpired in the show is Mary Anthony has taken an active role in just keeping us organized. That's what I love about you.
Trying. We get there. We'll get there.
You know what? It keeps us young.
We're always learning. See, look at that.
Please let Mary know that I've committed to, I didn't tell you this.
Uh-oh.
Jackie, if you're listening, can you call the show and you break this news to her on the air? 219-861-1632.
What?
Your name came up several times during the live broadcast on 2 radio stations, WIMS and WHFP over the weekend. Not only your name, but Jeremy and your children.
Oh, okay.
Where you got actively roped in 2016 to participate as a family in 2017. Put on your headsets.
Okay.
Because the Star VIP hotline is ringing, brought to you by the LaPorte Hospital. Jackie, is this you?
It is me. Good morning.
Good morning. How's it going, Jackie?
It's going great. You know, I want to tell you, this was the first year we went to the cardboard boat dash.
Oh, okay.
It is fabulous.
Oh, I think it would be so much fun. You know, my husband he looked it up on YouTube. He was looking up on, Captain Ed had mentioned to look him up on how to build the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I think we would have a blast. I mean, we were gone for basketball tournament, so we weren't able to. But how fun.
Well,
so did you participate or you were just an observer?
No, I was an observer, but I did tell Rick that next year it's you and me
Okay.
and Dwayne and Jenny.
I would love it.
We're going to build a boat. You don't get to paddle.
I suck at that.
I know your history.
I do.
of that.
That's it. My history speaks for itself. I'm terrible. I certainly would not want me to paddle.
But we are going to build our own boat, and we're going to go out there. We're going to build a Younger Life Live boat.
That would be
See?
great. I would love that. I think that's fantastic.
We had massive people. It was so much
I'm
fun.
sure. It's such a great idea. It really is.
Jackie, wasn't that whole setup killer? Ricky was wireless on the dune landscape and everything. And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, there's Jackie from Younger Life.
I know.
How
And he kept
fun.
saying, I'm right across from you, and I couldn't find him. And I'm like, where? But
I'm like,
it was
hello?
a great time, great energy.
It was
Everybody
awesome.
just
That
had
is
fun.
really neat.
Yeah.
That would be. I would love that. And my husband will have to help too because he's
How
the
about-
muscle behind
How about
it all.
we have the husbands with the kids, because your Tim was there. You were there with many children. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, we have a children's boat because they have the
We
kids
could.
categories all
Wouldn't
the way
it be
out.
funny to have the boat for us adults and then a dinghy for the kids?
Right,
Yeah.
and the dinghy would probably win.
I know. I know.
I know Salty Dog, so I'm thinking that they would win. But it was just a great weekend and a great day. We made our circle around there that day. After the cardboard boat dash, we went to the splash pad,
Nice.
Oh yeah,
and
that's
then we
so
went to
nice.
the beach, and we had a picnic up by the gazebo.
Oh, Jackie, do the splash pad after the beach. That's how you rinse all the sand off. Leave the
I
sand
went
there.
up to my
That's what
tiny
we do.
house.
Yeah.
That was my time. My timing worked the way the splash pad worked. That we had to do the splash pad and then the beach.
It's fun. It's a great time. It really is. And it's a beautiful location. And again, makes for a wonderful family
Agree.
day. So I'm all on board. I think we should definitely do the boat race next year.
Okay, so we can have we'll have your husband. He can kind of do our blueprint for us.
Okay.
They had some awesome.
Weren't they killer, those boats? Half of them, these
That's
people
what my
made.
husband was saying. He said, man, just from the footage, some people get crazy.
Yes.
And then
Oh.
some people
They
are
were
very
costumes,
basic and
they-
simple,
It's
so-
awesome.
It
That's
was.
really
They had
neat.
one that looked like one of those airboats in Florida. Those
The
rescue
Everglade
boats.
boats.
How funny.
It was called Gator Dun, and it literally asked Jackie.
That's so clever.
It lasted. It was beautiful. I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is killer. I've got pictures of it.
That's
And
so
my
neat.
husband already had some plans to keep us afloat.
Oh, good.
So
Perfect.
and as long as I
Don't
have a
tell anybody our
license,
secrets on air.
I'm thinking I could be kind of like have you ever seen the show An Idiot Abroad?
I have not, but how
That's
funny.
kind of me. Put me in a situation I've never done before, and I think we'll all have a good time.
I think that's really, really neat.
There's some great pics. Well, it
Yes,
was good
that would
for the
be so
soul, good
fun.
for paddling. And hey, we thank you for being out there. We thank you for being a true Younger Life team member, and you keep up the great work. You look fantastic. Your husband looks great. I told him he looked wonderful, and it was just great. Your children were just smiling ear to ear. They were so cute because they're so intelligent for their age, and they're like, this is the first time we're out here, Mr. Rick, and my favorite radio station is WIMS. And it was the cutest
That's
thing.
so neat.
But thanks for bringing the kids out.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, Mary, just remember next year.
I'll put it down. That sounds great.
You're
I would love
stuck.
it.
Okay. Well, I'll
All
see you guys in about
Thanks.
a week.
We'll
All right.
see you soon.
Bye.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, love her.
I know it. That's awesome. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun.
Telling you, and that's something you talk about paddling. Chief Swistek from the Michigan City PD was paddling so hard against the little kids, his paddle broke in half.
Oh,
but he
no.
still took first place.
Sweet.
It was awesome.
So
It
do
was so much
your
fun.
paddles have to be cardboard too?
No, the paddles are actually
Okay.
Captain Ed. It's his race. He actually gave a bunch of the paddles for people.
What if you brought
But
your own oars?
You could.
Oh, okay.
And there was there was a whole Cubbies fan that won the fashion award, but they made their paddles out of round discs and sticks. And they had Cubbies logos. People are crazy trippy. Wait till you see.
That's
if
really
you haven't
neat.
checked out some of the pictures, you got to go to our
That's really
our radio
neat.
partner
How fun.
WIMS's Facebook, and it was really cool.
How fun.
So.
Be a great time.
All right. Well, on behalf of us all at Younger Life Live, we thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget again, one more quick note. Today is National HIV Testing Day. If you can, if you feel, so be it. Tomorrow we got dual screenings from LaPorte Hospital
Yes.
in our backyard. Please go along with that. And it's so great
And
to
don't forget,
see you.
and as far as the health stuff goes, Friday, blood donation at Michigan City Library. So
Awesome.
lots of good stuff.
Keep up the great work. I'm Rick
Thanks.
Federici.
I'm Mary Anthony. Thank you.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company station.
CBS News, I'm Barry Beck.